No, wait a second. Let's all get 30 seconds.
They are coming.
South Carolina, May 15th. Congressman, you were there right in the thick of it. Rudy Giuliani coming back like gangbusters and Mitt Romney trying to get in there on the end. Huge applause in that hall for Giuliani when he attacked your position. How do you interpret that applause in that hall with that Republican crowd that night, Congressman Ron Paul?
Well, it's an obvious reflection of the type of crowd there. They have accepted the conventional, or at least the current, political wisdom of the leadership of the Republican Party, that we are now a war party, that we are the warmongers, and we no longer are the party that would come and clean up the mess caused by the other party, such as when we got involved in Korea and Vietnam. The Republicans were called to try to end those wars, and yet now we're the ones that accept and even promote the idea of preemptive war. So they're reflecting that, and I have to admit it was a rather lonely moment up there on that stage, and especially with that crowd, thinking that I'm the only one on earth that might be thinking along these lines. But the truth is I was able to back up everything I said by a lot of people a lot smarter than I am, people who have researched and had a lot more experience, such as CIA agents and many historians and analysts and political scientists who say this is absolutely true. So when, although I thought it was a very bad moment, it probably didn't take 30 minutes for me to realize that most of the country was with me and not with the demagoguery of Giuliani.
But on that stage, in that hall, as you say, you looked and sounded pretty alone. What do you make of that? You've been in the GOP for a long time, though you've fallen out to be straight-up libertarian for a while. But what do you make of the place that the Republican Party has come on the use of the American military and war today? Why were you so alone in that hall?
Well, it's a good question, but we certainly have been drifting in that direction for a good while. I did not, I got back into politics after having been out for 12 years after the Republicans won in 1994, thinking, well, they're serious. If you listen to the rhetoric of the Republican Party, they're for small government. And those of us who believe in the Constitution want small government because that's what it mandates. And so I ran in 96 and won, but by the time I got into Congress in 97, I was pretty disappointed that we weren't really going to move in that direction. But then again, the year 2000, I thought, well, maybe a Republican president who ran on the program of no nation building and no policeman of the world, and that we should have a humble foreign policy, I considered that a pretty important statement. So I thought, well, maybe we'll move in that direction. But then it didn't take long. Matter of fact, Paul O'Neill didn't take but his first cabinet meeting when they talked about, well, when are we going to hit Iraq? That was a long time before 9/11. So they had a plan and an intent to go over there a long time before, but quite frankly, it's not by one party. The leadership in both parties endorse our foreign policy in the Middle East. So it may be that I feel alone when I'm in certain groups like that. But if you look at the people in the country, I mean, the polls are with me, not me personally, but with my positions of being opposed to this war. 70% of the people in this country want to end this war. So I would say that the Republican Party is out of step, and I, quite frankly, cannot see how the Republican Party can win without a candidate next year that demands and insists on a change in our foreign policy, in particular in Iraq.
Big calls from prominent Republicans after some of these debates to get you off that stage in the future and out of the debate arena. Some movement in that direction already in Iowa that we're hearing about. Do you think you're going to last up there? Are you going to be booted off the stage? Do you have Republican powerhouses on the phone saying, Ron, shut up, you're really giving us problems?
It's a good question. They may well do it. They're certainly trying to do that with a forum in Iowa. But isn't this a bit ironic? Who's doing this? These are the people who support spreading democracy through force, that we take up young men, send them to Iraq. We lose 3,500 men. We have wounded and sick of 50, 60,000, and we are dying to spread democracy. And these are the ones who are promoting that. At the same time, they're denying democracy here. It doesn't make any sense. So this should be a big issue. And quite frankly, the attention that we get and they get from making this point points out how inconsistent, how ridiculous it is. And quite frankly, I think the people are going to rise up on this. It's certainly the people on the Internet will not let this go unnoticed. I'm delighted you're interested in the subject. But, the major media right now, they're not particularly interested in this. So we'll have to see what happens. We'll see if we can awaken the people.